Hey Jess, I got the scales.
Oh good. How heavy is this mirror?
Scott Brown here. In today's exciting episode, we are gonna look at a new tool. We're gonna talk about our kitchen and what we think we're gonna build.
And we're gonna weigh a mirror. 4.12?
4.12 kilograms.
Pretty heavy.
It happened. It finally happened. Jess and I got COVID. I know, late to the party, right? 3 years since COVID hit New Zealand, and we managed to avoid it this whole time, up until last week. It hasn't been for any special effort of our own. We've been living pretty normal lives, particularly in the last year, apart from the fact that we mainly work at home and only interact with each other and hardly see anybody. But all of that is because we're in a new town. Glad we built the deck before we got COVID. Anyway, enough COVID chat. Last week was the worst week. This week, still not 100%, but I thought that'd be a great opportunity to do some of the smaller jobs that I've been putting off. Alright, so these floorboards are for the inside of the house. In fact, let's just go take a look. Alright, so when we put the French doors in, we had to take the flooring out. So all of this here needs to be reinstated. Also, you see a big gap here. Yeah. The door kind of shakes. When Jess and I were sitting in here sick last week, we had a couple of cold nights and windy nights, and we've got a sheet that we put over this French door, and it was like billowing, like it was out like a sail because of all these gaps around the doors. But we're going to solve that in this episode. But let's start with the floorboards. Rather than trying to patch all that, just take this section out. So I've cut this piece of wood so it lines up with the existing nail line, so then I can nail back in the same spot. But now I have two great big holes. So in order to reuse this old board, I'm going to do this. So I grab an offcut and something sharp and peel little layers, little slithers, probably 2 to 3 mil thick, just thin enough that it can take up some of the space in the hole. And then I like to just fill the hole up, both holes like that. It's no particular shape, just thin enough to get in the hole. Sometimes it pays to dab it in glue before you put it in the hole. This is actually the method people used to use when they were trying to screw into concrete walls. They would drill a hole and then get bits of timber like this and wedge it all into and then when they put the screw into the hole, the timber would expand and close the gap and anchor the screw. Now you just buy plastic raw plugs from your hardware store and push that in instead. But it's the same concept. Alright, that's that. Let the glue dry, boom. So while I'm doing this exciting floor, Jess is outside painting the windows. We've double glazed the windows, but we haven't bothered painting them. I'm not a fan of painting, so I've wrangled Jess into it. Two sandpapers here. The lower the number, the harsher the sandpaper. Easy?
Sure. I don't understand why I have to sand first and then fill. Shouldn't I just fill first and then sand?
Just because we've already filled some nail holes, so where we've already filled, it might need a top up, so smooth it off and then add...
Oh, I'm not sanding the whole window.
No.
Okay, I was like, really, Scott?
Look at these clouds. Here are those two nail holes that I filled. So I don't want to try and be a hero and make it a straight line. I'll pretty much go to the same location. Because of what we did earlier, the nail will have something to grip on. Wow. All painted. Beautifully painted. And the floorboards, well, they stop 5mm short to allow for any expansion and contraction in the boards. And like I said, all painted, which means we can put this rubber seal on. It was painted by the best painter in Nelson, by the way. She did a great job. Now we can put this rubber seal on the screw. The seals have been pretty successful so far. Not only in keeping the draft out, but also keeping the noise. Once the windows are shut, it kind of seals up everything. Oh, wrong one. I have to do the other one first. Oh yeah, you can hear that. Yep, that is sealing against it nicely. And here's the glorious moment, hopefully. Not completely, but it's not bad. As for that 5mm gap, well, here's something I prepared earlier. Fix it to there only, and then the floor can move independently underneath it. Alright, so I need to nail that little board on, and it gives me the opportunity to introduce an exciting new segment which I'm going to call What's That Tool? The segment where I talk about tools that you have asked me about in previous episodes. Now, even though this is the first ever segment of What's That Tool, I'm going to go completely off script and talk about a tool that has never been in my videos. This is the Hitachi Hikoki Metabo HPT 18 gauge. That has been in my videos. In fact, I made an episode talking about how it's my favorite nail gun. This one here is the new one. Much smaller. So I have had a chance to look at this already because Eva has one and she let me borrow it. But then Gaston turned up at my house because Hikoki New Zealand had given him this to give to me.
Oh
without
wow,
this.
look at your deck.
You like it?
Your deck? It looks amazing. From Aikoki, New Zealand, for you.
What? I rewatched my episode a couple of years ago when I talked about the original one, and I talked about how it's my favorite nail gun, but there are a few drawbacks. Now, I know my videos aren't that important, they're just a bit of fun, but it's almost like Hikoki watched my video and improved all the things I complained about. It's smaller, for one. The standby time, they've changed, so it doesn't just turn itself off. Now I know that because I used Eva's. And the belt hook. The belt hook on the last one was like a rafter hook. It was ridiculous. And look, now they've made one that's more like a drill. And finally, the tip. I have glued on the tip for the other 18 gauge gun because it fell off so many times. Can you see that? It seems to be on much firmer. And by the feel of it, they've used a different kind of plastic. It's not as soft. So hopefully I won't have to replace the tip so often. This is a great first impression. Well, I hope you enjoyed the first ever exciting episode of What's That Tool? The segment that lets me talk about tools that might not be worth making a whole video about. Alright, let's pop this piece of wood on. Okay, so I'm just going to glue it so it attaches to the door sill and not the floor. But in all honesty, by the time we seal the floor and seal this, they'll probably stick to each other. Alright, let's try the gun. Okay. That works. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, it's firing blanks. That whole time it didn't shoot a single nail in. I was using 16 gauge nails instead of 18. 16 are thicker, so they just weren't firing. There we go, I saw that one go in. Ooh, that split. So the glue should do most of the work. And the pin is effectively a clamp. I think I need a bit more glue in here. Now while we're in here, Jess and I are going to show our plans for the kitchen. How did you cope with COVID, Jess?
Lay on the couch a lot. Oh, I lost my sense of taste and smell though, which honestly I think they got me down the most. I bought all these treats. I was like, well, if we're sick, we'll just eat really nice food. Couldn't taste any of it. It was really, that was the thing that got me down the most. I bought these really nice olives, no flavour.
So yeah, eating nice food is how we often get by, so not being able to taste it is a bit of a problem. But you know what isn't a problem, Jess?
Squarespace? Oh, was that not it?
Squarespace is an all-in-one platform where you can build your online presence and run your business. I'm a big fan of Squarespace. Jess and I used it to set up our website. They offer a ton of features. They offer custom domain names, so if you want to get your website .com or .nz, wherever you're from, Squarespace will allow you to do that. They also have portfolios and galleries, which are also customizable. Squarespace also offer e-commerce tools. Everything's built into the templates, so you don't have to go anywhere else. Simple, customizable templates, and those templates will adjust to fit the device that you're viewing the website on as well. It's just a very helpful website builder. And if you don't believe me, you can try it out for yourself. Because Squarespace offer a free trial, so you have nothing to lose. And then once you're ready to launch your website, head over to squarespace.com/Scott Brown Carpentry to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. All right, back to the kitchen. We've got our plans. We've figured out what we're going to do here. All the next episodes are going to be getting this big room ready, and then we'll start building the kitchen. But we pretty much know what the kitchen's going to look like. All right, so this is a top-down view of the kitchen. Going along this wall, we have the pantry, fridge, and then the sink, and then right angle, stovetop, oven. That's the French door there that we've been working on, and the deck. So, in more human terms, this is it here. All right, so this is this corner over here, and as you can see, we have the big window, that one right there. So that big window here, we'll have the sink just under it, kind of centered with this pane here. And then this pane is going to be a lift-up hatch that will go nicely out onto the deck. So someone could be sitting on a bench outside on the deck here, and this will be right open, and you can pass things through. And then around this corner, you have open shelves at the top here, up here, with the window light coming onto it, so you could put plants like this up there. And then over in the middle here is the stovetop. So the open shelves will stop and be closed and the extractor will be hidden. And then big tower here, like this. And that's what the oven's going to be in. We've really grown attached to the raised oven. First time we've been in a house where it's been like that. You don't have to bend down to open it. And it's quite good. So we're going to replicate it here. And that'll be additional storage as well up top. Oh yeah, and then the fridge pantry. Fridge, big 500 litre fridge. And then a double door pantry goes here. And inside that will be like the kettle and coffee grinder and, you know, appliances that you want out of the way. And maybe a microwave. And then also that allows you to walk in and out of these doors, grab food, grab drinks from the fridge, go out onto the deck.
Pretty much just replicating the kitchen we already have, but better. So, you know, the oven over here, and then the stovetop. We're using a camping stove, but that's where it's supposed to be. A little bit of space here, wrapping around, sink, etc. But, well, I will have a dishwasher, so all this crap won't be there. And be just more bench space, because this layout's fine, there's just not enough bench space, and everything's just very old-fashioned, and there's no dishwasher. There's no dishwasher. Honestly, that's the thing I'm most excited about, just having a dishwasher. So if you just imagine bringing this entire kitchen forward and then just kind of stretching it, that's pretty much what we're doing. A few people have said, you know, get your dream kitchen, but like, it's not my dream to spend all my time in the kitchen, so I just want something that's functional and facilitates like cooking with people, socializing and making nice food, and easy to clean and keep tidy. That's my dream.
So my plan is to build a kitchen myself. I'm thinking plywood, not sure on the color or finish yet, and I'm going to probably build it with a track saw. So we'll see how that goes. I know I've probably got a few kitchen installers, so if you guys have got any professional tips for me or a bit of guidance, I'd love to hear it. We got a lot of advice when we asked about the laundry, which we're still working on, and we'll probably build at the same time as the kitchen, and that was really helpful. So if you guys have got any kitchen advice, I'm sure that will be helpful too. Thanks for watching.